end
And
or
then at the end, you'll find, that's a huge mountain.
Without a net.
Small one,
Yeah.
maybe 10, 12 questions, or it depends on the model. And then I'll do at least 3 times. And as many questions as needed. One is a lot of information.
Without a net.
Small, and so try to absorb as
Yeah.
much as I can.
They're using Barney lecture or using online.
It has the same.
That's great. They're doing online stuff. Just up to me, but Barney Fletcher is a lot of stuff. I was afraid that each one could go and then I switched it practice test with this group. The questions were really different than this group. And I learned such a lot more. And then when I got to the state even
Yeah, you're making a loop and you play it yourself. Yeah. So you can use it on a monitor like that. It was building,
I got my whole life probably
So I
Yeah, they can hear it as long as you keep that live view.
Well, that's where I would also do a call.
Things are going-
Through there, it's like a.
Yeah, that's
You'll
what
learn, you'll learn how to coordinate 100 different moving pieces in real estate.
When you're older, you know how to be a leader. So, you know, when you get hit the ground, that's the second.
You're willing to.
Cool.
I thought about you last night, I was watching Gomer Pyle.
He's like, oh, that's not nice. Well, Sergeant Carter, maybe.
Oh, no, Gomer's too nice for that. I mean, I didn't compare you, but every time I see the Marine thing, I think, oh, there's Rusty.
And that was like this.
Where did you go boot camp?
There's Highland. That's the only place there is to go. Hollywood Marines go to San Diego.
Okay.
She's still ramping up.
Yes, I
One day
stayed on
we get
Paris
home now.
Island.
Well, you did?
I
And we'll
did.
see how
My
many more
dad
days
was
we're
in the Marines for
Because
10
it's an
years.
hour drive each
And
way.
so he still had friends that he was very involved with. So we got to stay in, I don't remember what it was, a general or what. That was the hottest place I've
I
ever
can see you when
stayed.
you're so far.
Yeah, and I
and
went
now,
in
like,
August,
you're
so
with
it
your
was-
4 days a week. I think I can take it
Yeah.
there once in a
Yeah,
while.
don't
We were there with the
could have been
Samplings.
July.
We there with the samplings, nipping all of them.
You know, I don't get
Oh, it's
those
flourishing now
bites.
for all the rain.
I don't get mosquito bites. I don't get any bug bites.
Well, you're blessed to be able to get samples.
What do you drink?
What?
What do you drink?
What do I drink? Bourbon.
That's not, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Hello,
They leave
Katie.
me a tip now.
Look who I
I'm
have.
pretty sure 5% of my blood's bourbon, so that doesn't.
Okay, that doesn't work. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, come sit with us. The VIP front
Usually
row.
high inside.
So you're gonna put the camera over, I can see it.
How's your scripting going? How's your scripting going?
Good. Yeah, I mean, it's getting more comfortable.
Good. Good. Very good. Well, that's the trick. Better to practice on other people than, practice out there.
Rusty, how are you?
Good, sir. How you doing?
Good, nice to see you.
Yeah. It's hard.
Click the exit.
Should have nothing to attach it to. Yeah.
Thank you for referring to us. Lovely.
I know.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Do
Some of my
you
old
mind being
presentations.
introduced?
Yeah, as long as it isn't the.
Okay. What, you know what?
Like,
I
I'm gonna let you introduce.
Who are all these people?
You have- Oh, Total Hall. We're big boys and girls.
I'm still a child.
Yeah, but
You're.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do that. It was-
Yeah.
She had mentioned.
Yeah. Do you really despise public
Yeah, I was
schools?
sending it myself.
No, I don't know. It's weird, like if I'm teaching in a class.
So it might be like.
I know, but it's like, having to stand up, like.
You got your signs like
Not
you're
right
open
there,
on
so I
signs.
also just add it.
Okay. Jim,
I sent it.
to Joyce.
Joyce and Jim.
Katie introduced us, and so she's here.
Oh, I
We're doing
was
this
like,
really
okay,
special.
so
I'm like,
Hi, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started.
Oh, he's gonna start.
So I was asking Arthur this morning, when we were talking, I said, so are you excited to see school start? If what parents are here are either not excited or excited about school starting?
Excited.
Excited.
Excited. So you're
More
ready
than
for school to
excited.
start? So my grandkids don't go to school until the 24th of August. They didn't get out though until the first week of June. So I've always asked, so tell me, why would they take our kids out when it's cool and put them back in when it's hot?
Because there's nothing else to do except sit in the air conditioning.
Could we leave them until first week of June and then don't have a little, anyway, guys. I'm not
Like that
charging.
everybody thought that it was starting in July. The Cobb County's like, we'll take care of that.
Yeah.
Second. We got you covered, guys.
Exactly right.
It's a southern thing.
What you ask?
It's a southern thing.
It's a southern thing, exactly right.
So Jim, when you were in school and I was in school,
Careful-
when did we get out? I said me
Careful where
too.
you go with that, please.
When were we in and out?
like
Out for July.
Oh, no. We were out.
June.
It was the end of May
Yeah.
and we went back in September.
Yeah, but that was
After
Labor
Labor
Day.
Day. After Labor Day.
I'm not that
But you
old.
didn't have a break every 3 weeks. There's another
Well,
week.
you
off.
guys
I
get the
know.
horses
That'd be
up
great.
to the schoolhouse, right? So like.
But we also rode the bus.
We also
No, we were still picking corn and peas. Yeah.
That's what we got like bus good
Let's
boys.
try to keep this at a certain level of niceness.
Sorry.
I'll have to call your mother, have her go get you.
All right, all right.
Exactly right, yeah, so, anyway, guys, so anyway, it's good, and I think the kids are ready to go back, particularly knowing that they didn't go much last year, so I think they're excited to go back, and so I'm excited about that, and I know a lot of parents are also. Anybody else has some good news they want to share, something that's going on, that's like, this is really good news? Yes, ma'am.
I will say that it's been amazing the support we've had on the school supply drive already, and I know we still have another day to go, but thank you to everybody who's dropped stuff off and sent orders through Amazon and dropped off Amazon gift cards. It's greatly appreciated, and the kids are gonna be thrilled. And we have now identified it as Pine Mountain Middle School. They finally called us back, and Argyle Elementary School. So off it will head on Thursday and Friday.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you, everybody. Thank you, thank you.
I picked up my grandson from camp. He's here at Whitfield County going to camp, and he went to the dollar store. Spent about an hour there buying stuff, and he had so much fun. But he wanted to pick up 3 of these and put them out. I said, no, we need 5 of those. Papa need 3 of these, and so he went around and bought all the stuff he's gonna
I
have.
love
Because
it.
he's 11, he knows what the kids
He
like.
knows what they need.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So-
Thank you, everybody.
So guys, please go do that. And when I was talking to Seth, he said, now, Pop, why are we doing this? I said, well, some that there are kids that don't have supplies. He goes, what? I said, there are kids that don't have supplies, there are kids that don't get supplies. He said, why not? Why don't the parents buy them for them? And I said, well, that's an interesting question. Let's talk about that later. Because he doesn't understand that you go to the store and you say, I want 1 of those and 2 of those, give me 3 of those right there. He has no concept of that. So, anyway, guys, it was a great experience for us to be able to do that together. So, guys, make it a fun learning experience. Find somebody that you go and have fun at the dollar store. By the way, I will tell you something I learned yesterday at the dollar store. It's no longer the dollar store. This is Dollar Tree.
Mhm.
There's stuff there for more than $1. $5. So I picked 5 of those and I went, ooh, I thought it would be $5. It's gonna be $25. So anyway, guys, it's all, we had fun doing that. Anybody has something they want to share? You going on really, really well?
I want to introduce someone, but I'm gonna let Katie Wilgore do it.
All right, Katie.
Katie shared a prospective agent with me, and so take it away, Katie.
This is Joyce Ware, and she's one of my gym buddies around here. And she is starting her real estate class, about 25% done. so we're rooting for her and she's gonna hopefully join us.
Welcome.
Yay.
Is anybody else here for the first time or online that we want to introduce? Okay, I don't want anybody to feel like they have to be introduced, they don't want to, so, which is absolutely great. So, all right, our partners, Carrie Green, are you up? Carrie is not there, so let's move on to
Silverton Mortgage.
Silver Mortgage.
Good morning, everybody. How are y'all? Everybody good? Well, it's almost the end of July, but us being timely, oh shoot, there's a word misspelled on it. Ignore that, but you now have sunscreen, so you're protected for the month of August, right? So you guys enjoy these. If you need another one, let me know. We might have a few more. Do we have a few more, Heather?
Yeah, we've got,
Yeah, just like-
No, sorry.
Clients, oh, do we get prizes?
So, yeah, you do. So a couple of things I wanted to mention to you. We got a video, before we do this, we had 170 people at the movie party Saturday.
Wow.
We had about 50 agents participated, it's about right, 52 agents participated. So they had a good chance to touch their clients. On August 10th, which is not this next Tuesday, but the one after that, is the birthday lunch for the agents who have birthdays in July or August. So you should have gotten an invitation to that. If you didn't, that lady right there, Heather Corey, can fix you up and make sure we get you on the RSVP list. So
We can invite all our clients to this birthday luncheon also?
no, absolutely not. It's just for you guys. It's at I always say Thin Lizzy, which is the band from the 70s, but it's Tin Lizzy's, and it's right down the road at the Avenue. So we'd love to have you guys there. Jim had mentioned that he liked these videos that we post on Facebook, so I was going to show this one just as markets in a minute, pretty self-explanatory. So I'm not sure that the content warrants the dramatic nature of the video. I feel awful stimulating, but it was good.
Yeah.
Anything you noticed out of those stats?
Yes.
Which one?
Which troubles me. Medium house prices are 360 something.
All right, what is a median?
Well,
it, 'cause
I know, look, so I know what median is, right?
Yeah.
You take the $10 million house out and you throw that away, right? And you take the lowest price one and you throw that away, and then you kind of do the average of the others that are left. So
It's half are higher and half are lower,
Right.
but it still means something.
Right, it
And
still
it's still
means
up.
if it's 368,000, what about my little college grad? Where
100%.
where
They're moving home
where
with
are
mom and
their
dad.
homes,
Well,
right?
let me ask the question then. What would you guys say that, what would you expect to find in a starter home now? And just in our area, say Cobb, Cherokee, maybe Paulding, Forsyth, Northern Ark counties, what would you say? What price would you be able to expect to find a house for a couple that maybe just got out of college, the first home? And 300 stuff,
Mhm.
is that gonna be a
Very
single family residence or a townhome? You can find it,
Yeah.
right? How many, but are you gonna get it
Get
at
it,
300?
exactly. No.
It is a very difficult time because I've got people that are thinking about rental properties, they're still buying them, but you're starting to get to the point where it's like, ooh, I'm not sure this is a good idea. I mean, it's a difficult time, but I will say this, and I keep saying this, people are still going under contract. Somebody's we're financing them every day. Jeff's financing them every day. They're still finding. I've got one right now, the contract at 245. Hard to believe. But anyway, so yes, you're right, Arthurine, the prices do keep going up. My opinion, for what it's worth, I'm the guy who told you 6 years ago that rates by now were going to be back up in the mid fives. So what do I know, right? But I don't see anything economically that's going to change the tight inventory market, because you've got to either have less demand or more supply, one or the other, right? So which one of those is going to happen?
Don't know, more supply, we hope.
I mean, the month supply from May to June was up. Yeah.
From what?
Point something,
Yeah.
right? Because
That could be seasonality.
we're used to,
That's what everybody's listening right now.
a balanced market, right? And
Everybody's forgetting the seasonality. And we're about to enter August, and you'll hit August, and everybody go, oh yeah, this happens every year.
It's going to, yeah. Most lenders see September, August is usually a little slower, and then September, October, November, you see it pick back up. So it'll be interesting to see the graph year over year and to see how much we're following this year. Forget last year, right? Last year didn't count. But anyway, interesting market to be in. But here's the thing, guys, the only two things you should be angry about. The things you shouldn't be angry about. Wait a minute, what was that?
Should never be angry.
Should never be angry about the things you can't control and the things you can. I kind of like that, actually. I told my kids before, they didn't listen. But I told them, I said, look, don't come to me complaining about a problem that you can fix. If you can fix it, go fix it. Quit complaining about it. I need to listen to that myself. So anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate you very much.
I just noticed you have brand new diaper shoes on. So here are your two shiny pennies.
Oh, she gave me pennies for my penny loafers. I told her they needed quarters.
No,
Inflation.
they're penny loafers.
Thank you, my dear.
Well, I will tell you, there is no easy answer for this new lack of inventory. In my 38 years, I've not seen this. But the people I trust the most tell me what will change it is going to be inflation. Because as wages go up a little bit and inflation goes up more than that, all of a sudden they're going to be out of kilter like this. And all of a sudden they're going to go, you know, I can't afford to buy that house because I can't afford the cost to run that house. I can't afford it. So guys, that's what some people smarter than me, which doesn't take a lot of people smarter than me, but that's what I'm hearing out there. That's what's going to change the market. And so we've never been here before. That's as good a guess as anything, isn't it?
Yep.
No, it's just, guys, what's going on? All right, you guys, so anytime something changes here, I hold my breath, because what's going to happen is that someone's going to come in here at 9 o'clock or something and going, I can't print anything because my code does not work. And we're going to go, well, did you see the 6 emails that we sent you? And everything we did. So I've asked Scott Aubrey to be more to tell you about what has changed with the printers. So Scott, woohoo! Let's go. Call him on cell plate.
It's actually on the website. Hardy on my back. If you don't know me, I am Scott Hardy. I'm the Director of Technology for the Rawls Group, and we maintain the infrastructure of all of our market centers, servers and networking and printing. And if you've been in the office since yesterday and today, you notice we got some new technology in the office, brand new shiny copiers and printers in the workroom and common areas and the conference, in the hallways and things. And we're very excited to say that integration has been a very smooth process. We've been ahead of schedule since we got started on it. We've had very minimal problems. We've been able to work those out. And so we're really excited to come today and say, hey, we are ready to get your computer installed with the drivers that are needed so that you can print new copiers from your own equipment. So where we are right now is we've gotten all the workroom computers and the conference room computers, the resource computers are up to date. So if you walk in here and you think, I've got a print, it's mission critical, but I didn't get the print drivers, your first go-to is jump in the workroom, get your mission critical printing done, and then that'll buy you the time to come back and get your personal laptop updated. So here's how you get updated. Today, we have an install team from the vendor that provides these copiers. They're here all day today. They were here specifically because of the sales meeting, knowing that a lot of people usually come in. So after sales meeting, if you go down into the little cove right outside the lobby, they've kind of staged up there with some desks. You can bring your laptop to them and they'll just take a few minutes and they'll take the old printers off if you had them. They'll put the new printers on for you and show you how to print. Everybody get a chance to print before they go on to the next user to make sure that you're familiar with it. It's super easy to do, and there's some really cool features that we've added. I'll tell you two of them that I really love. In the past, you used to have to print and choose a copy. Work from 1, work from 2, whatever the case is. But now, you're just gonna print to a generalized printer. It says, it may say KW Follow Me or maybe KW Print, depending on which computer you're at. The way it works is now you print to that printer, and then you walk up to any available copier and punch in your code, and it'll spit out the job. So if you've got something confidential, it's no longer sitting in the finishing bin until you get there. That was some feedback we got before. People said, I got something kind of confidential. Everybody can see it until I walk down the hallway. That's the old way. Now you walk up and you get your confidential printing. Or let's say you walk up and lo and behold, that printer's out of paper. Or there's a line of people there, or somebody's copying a bunch of contracts. You just walk past that printer and go to the next one, punch in your code, and it'll spit out the job. So it's very efficient and streamlines that process for you. There's a lot of back-end features that the staff have already seen. I know in the reporting and things are getting excited to see how well that works. So we've definitely done some upgrades, and we're happy to bring that to you. If you miss out on today, and if you're online and you're watching us and you're thinking, wow, I should have been a team meeting so I could get my printers installed. First off, there's time to come down today. They'll be here to the close of business, so there's plenty of time to get your printers installed. But if you miss all of that, here's a couple things. You can go to my website, our website, rawlsgrouphelpdesk.com. There's 2 big prominent buttons. One says create a help desk ticket. The other one says book a remote tech session. You can use either one of those to get our attention and let us know that you need the printers. So if you do a help desk ticket, a technician will call you and get sorted out and get scheduled with you. If you do the online scheduler, that's pretty straightforward. You get scheduled and we can get you installed. If you're on a Windows computer, you can get installed from the house or anywhere, or you can be on site or off site. The technician can remote in and get you done. If you're on a Mac, or if you're on a Chrome OS device, the device does need to be here during the install. There's a couple of extra steps required for those types of devices. All right, does that make sense to everybody? Anybody got any questions?
I have one actually. Does this give us the ability, if I'm in Buckhead, I'm gonna print, can I print in Buckhead?
It does not. This is localized to your network here. Has anybody printed to the new printer yet?
I have.
Awesome. It'll happen. I'm sure everybody at some point you'll have to print. So, well, fantastic. Thank you for giving me your attention for a few minutes. And again, hit my website if you've got problems. Billy knows how to get a hold of me. Walk up to the front desk, say, I need to talk to Scott. He knows how to get my attention. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Scott.
IT there today? I'm sorry, I missed that part, the time.
What time? What time are they gonna?
How long is IT there today?
They should be here the bulk of the day. I mean, they probably won't be here till right at 5 o'clock, especially if things start winding down. But it got through the bulk of the afternoon for sure towards the end of the day. And if you're coming, maybe you can call the front desk and let Billy know you're coming and give us, just give us a heads up.
Perfect, thank you.
Great, but I love it, Scott, and almost explain things in English. Almost. That's right, so guys, thank you very, very much. All right, guys, so the thing that I want to point out today for the Y4C2 TES is I want to talk about customers always come first. What does that say to you?
Their needs ahead of your needs.
Put their needs ahead of your needs.
Yeah, she took the words out of my mouth. Put the customer's needs before yours.
And guys, that's the thing that I want you to realize the most is that guys, if this is a bad deal for your customer, should you go through and get paid? The answer is no. Sometimes you got to be willing to walk away from the deal and say, this is just a bad deal for my customer. Of course, client, maybe the better word. So guys, just realize that they should always come first. And all of us have got bills to pay, and I recognize that, guys. But you should not be selling someone a house because you need to pay your mortgage next month. And that's the only reason you're doing it, guys. So just realize their needs need to always come first ahead of ours. As much as you say, Jim, this is my third house, and they still are not buying the house, they go to the fourth. Well, I'm sorry, that's just where the market is right now. So guys, please, please, please always put their needs first. Quan School Drive, we talked about this, guys. Now, this is something that you put in that's just a lot of fun. Chris, you have any email about this at all?
Deadline's tomorrow, so please bring your supplies in by Wednesday so we can get them packed up and out to the schools.
Deadline is when?
Wednesday, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So guys, close this tomorrow. If you're going to do this, please bring this stuff in, guys. And even if you go out and buy 3 packs of pencils at the dollar store, $3 to bring it in, guys, that'll be 3 packs of pencils. that they would not have had before. So guys, you don't have to go out and spend $200 to, just do what you can. Or if you have pencils at home that are brand new that you want to come throw in the box, great, we'll take that also,
We'll
right?
take your old logo pen you're not using because you changed your logo for your team, throw those in the box.
Good. And remember, we got people that have nothing, okay? Feeling smart, trivia night, all right.
All right, back up again. So we've been talking about save the date for August 21st. We're gonna have a trivia night at Patty Jackson's backyard. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So we'll bring in some light refreshments, meaning water and some beer, maybe some wine, who knows. Bring a chair, bring a blanket. It's gonna be for 2 hours, adults only. And we'll be sending out a sign-up sheet starting later this week after we finish the school drive. So you can self-select what teams you wanna be on for trivia. We're hopefully we're gonna take down Chris Van Zandt. He's been bragging about this, so I don't know if you want to call Chris. You and Kevin, I'm gonna try to break y'all up, but let's make it fun. If you don't want to self-select, we'll put you on a team with people so you can kind of meet some new folks and have a little bit of fun.
And guys, what we talked to the ALC meeting. This is also the Atlanta Board of Realtors is doing a night at the aquarium to where they are honoring the people that were multi-million-dollar club winners from last year. So that is that night also, but it starts at 6 o'clock, I believe. So I'm gonna go down there just for a few minutes and be the people down there, and I will come back and do my best to get there before 10 o'clock so that so I can do both parties. You know, I'm a party hopper. You know that. All right, R3, tell us about this.
Well, I'm gonna let one of the people who consistently show up
Okay.
talk about this. Rusty?
Yeah, no, I would just say I wasn't consistent for a while, and Athreen asked me, would you rather practice where there's really no investment with your peers if you do a bad job or you struggle, or would you rather do it with one of your clients and possibly lose thousands of dollars? And that kind of clicked home. So we do that every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You kind of, lead generation is the key to our business. So we practice from 8:30 to about 11 o'clock. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we practice for about 30 minutes, whatever we're going to script we're trying to do to lead generate for that day. So again, you get to practice on your peers, and then you jump on the phones and you get at it.
I'd like to add something to that. I couldn't get there today because of another conflict, but anyhow, I really love doing this. It's a great way to get encouragement from your peers, especially as a new agent. And even though we all feel like we know how to converse with people when it comes to being under pressure, it's so much easier to have things thrown at you when you're doing it amongst peers versus when you're in the true moment. So Athreen is a great motivator, and I'm enjoying meeting all the new people that are part of the Keller Williams family.
Thank you, Irene.
I concur.
Thank you, India.
This is so interesting to me because it's like you have a goal the first of the year to lose 30 pounds, and there's exercise equipment at home, and you don't use it. And even though it would help you lose the weight you want to lose, I said that because I'm the one who's always trying to lose weight. And trying is the best word I can think of. Not successful all the time. So guys, we have got so many things here that will help your business grow, help you succeed. And guys, it is a fact that people that come to our coaching program, whether you're brand new in the business for 30 years, they do grow and their business does go up. So guys, please take advantage of this. Command your opportunities. Yesterday. We enjoyed it. It was fabulous, I'm sure. Mortgage 101, July 28th. That's not yesterday, is it? Yeah.
That's tomorrow. That's right. I promise to make it riveting.
Yeah.
Don't steal Michelle's word.
We're gonna have fun, and there'll be food involved too.
Great. Food, so I'll be there. You know that. Okay? And of course, Kevin Jackson. God bless you, Kevin Jackson. He is always available on Thursdays, and it's the 29th. That is not today. From 5 to 6, guys, take your questions there, guys. If you're not doing command right now, you're losing out on a lot because there's so many opportunities that you're not taking advantage of. The last time I looked, your bill's not going up $1 with all this new stuff that's out there, guys. So it works and it works well, but you have to embrace it. So guys, this is Thursday, July 29th, 5 to 6. Thank you, Kevin. Contracts Mastermind, best stipulations, in person and virtual. Our own Michelle Byers here, we're going to teach this class, and again, Friday, July 30th, from 11 to 12.
It is riveting.
It is riveting.
It is riveting.
Exactly right, Jess.
So they will tell you all the rules to follow. So please listen to them and come to me and I'll tell you which ones you don't have to follow. So
Oh, no, don't do that. Because guess what? He sends the problems back to me. So, he does, he does.
What's the date on that?
Yeah, what was the name?
You should be there, shouldn't you?
But my face was probably classical. Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much, Michelle, here for doing this. It'll be a great class. I mean, that is who your business with. Command your referrals to like Carrie Qualters, August the 2nd, 11 to 12. Check the email for the Zoom link. Thank you so much, Carrie Qualters. Power Day. All right, tell us about that, Arthurine.
All righty. Oh, why is it in blue? I can't see it. So it's August 4th. And instead of going from 8:30 to 11, we have an extended 2 hours, and there will be food involved where we just get to stay on the phone that extra 2 hours. And that is a day of sharp, narrow focus. As Gary said, real estate is simple. It's not easy, right? So we're gonna be here from 8:30. We're gonna practice those scripts from 8:30 to about 9. And then we're gonna be on the phone. We break it up. So you're all invited. Just pop by anytime you want, 2 hour block, and just call your peeps. And we're encouraging you to call your database and talk to them. Remember the year that we've been through. People need to hear you and that you care. And email, guys, what's the opposite of love? What's the opposite of love? Hate. Opposite.
Indifference.
You win the gold star. You too. The opposite of love is not hate. Those are two strong emotions. And yes, it is. It's indifferent. And to me, just shooting off your people who've done business with you on email every now and again is indifferent. So please come and talk to your peers and your database. All right. And there will be some food involved.
Thank you so much. And guys, Ignite's gonna happen. Michelle, you want to speak about that quickly?
Sure. Ignite,
Speak about it. I'm sorry.
Ignite is not only for new agents that need their post licensing, you get that done, and then 9 additional credit hours. But it's also for agents that want to restart their business. And so then you get 33 hours of continuing education on that. So either way, the basics, if you read anything, so back to the basics and start that, because when we go through a shift, you'll wish you had done this.
What's the schedule there?
If you'd like, I'm happy to send that schedule out to you. Okay?
Well, this is just a great time for you to come and just say, hey, maybe I could be a little bit sharper at winning the buyer. Maybe I can learn something, guys. As you guys preach up in one of these classes for building your business, guys. This is not happening out there, place, guys. These are great people. It's a great faculty, guys, who jump in there because lots of people learn there. All right, register at kw.com. What you expect at MegaCamp, guys. Now, MegaCamp is amazing. If you pay for that and all you do is hear what Gary Keller does, that'd be fabulous. But when you get into some of the chat rooms where they're discussing stuff going on, guys, you want to do this. Got $119,000. Make that check payable, Jim Alexander, please. For $119, guys. You want to be here because you will learn a lot. It'll be like being on the front row. Now, who in here is tired of Zoom meetings? Everyone in. We're all tired of Zoom meetings. I get that, you guys, but you will want to do this because it will be exceptional. And for $119, you will learn stuff. People that are doing business better than you're doing it. So, guys, please register for this. It's absolutely going to be spectacular. Lessons learned,
Can I
Michelle.
get one more announcement before you jump into lessons?
Sure.
India's not here, but she created a box that's gonna be in the mail room where the nice new copier is, and it's the collection for socks. So clean out your drawer, we'll take your good condition used socks, we'll take new socks. The extension that we did for Red Day, those guys, it's like gold for them to get socks. They don't care if they're women's socks, they were fighting over the socks. So please help out with socks. I know we ask for a lot of things, but hopefully just clean out your closet a little bit.
And how long is that?
Yes, ma'am.
Box out all year round, right, India?
Okay.
And
Yes, the sock box will be in the building tomorrow or later today.
yeah, so it'll be in the mail room. So if you see that box, that's what that box is all about.
Michelle, one more thing. Guys, I forgot to tell you, make sure you thank Thomas and Brown for the movie party for those of y'all who did. They were a co-sponsor. I forgot to say that when I was up there. I'm sorry.
All right, today we're going to do it a little different. I have multiple things but in sake of time, I'm going to let the people that are here in the audience, not on TV, in the audience, select what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to give you two choices. Either insurance claims on your listings, talk about that, or we'll talk about title, when title goes awry and you've got the buyer.
Title.
Oh.
Title, what else?
Title.
Well,
Do a show of hands.
okay, show of hands.
What?
Insurance.
Insurance.
I don't know.
Okay, all right, title.
Title?
Okay, the good thing is next week we'll talk about time, okay? We're not gonna abandon that, so that you'll come, and if you're here in the audience, maybe there's a prize. Anyway, on insurance, I had an unusual call yesterday, and it was one of the agents. She has a listing, it's under contract, it's been a challenging listing, so you want to preserve what you've got there. And the other agent called and said, my client cannot get insurance. Your client did not share that there was a claim against him. So be sure, now there's a good ending to this, so just hang on. Be sure, and what are you going to do once you get the seller disclosure? You as an agent, what are you going to do?
Review it.
You're going to read it, just like your contracts, you're going to read it. So luckily she was driving, and of course these calls come in and we're panicking. So I said, let me go in and look at it. And I said, your seller did disclose that there was a claim, but they put no on the claim itself. They wrote down, because it only has to be 10% or greater of the value of the house. So in this case, the claim would have had to have been $45,000 because it was listed at $450,000. It wasn't, it was $12,000. So, and they had written down at the bottom. So that's why you want to read it, so you know what you've got. The other claim that came up was medical. Has anybody ever seen that? What that meant, there's two claims that can, it meant someone got hurt on the property, but you're going to have either liability where the owner was negligent. So you'll have a liability claim. Let's just say their stairs are all wonky and somebody falls down the stairs. That's a liability. If it is medical, it is normally just someone got hurt and it was of no fault of the owner. And it's very unusual to see because usually someone will use their own health insurance. But if they don't have health insurance, they may go after you. So you might want to ask your guests before they come in the door, do they have health insurance? But, you know, but who would ever know that? But here's the thing, is all insurance companies are not created equal, correct?
Right.
So when this agent called and said she can't get insurance, I picked up the phone and called my insurance agent. And I said, tell me about these things. And she said, my company does not deny insurance for a new buyer. They might have problems with the existing if there's multiple claims, things like that. So anyway, lesson learned is that if you get that, suggest that they shop insurance companies. The first answer is not always the best. Just like on lenders, are all lenders created equal?
No.
No. And if you don't get approved with Acme Lending, can you go to Jeff or Reed and get approved? Possibly so. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. But I would suggest that you go over the seller disclosure if you've seen it and just ask a question. Just make sure that you're cool and it was fine.
Michelle, so I have a lesson learned this week for agent came this week, very experienced, and they said, I've just redone the seller disclosure and I'm gonna have the seller sign. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Who did the seller
You don't sign,
disclosure?
you don't fill it out.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jim, for reminding. do not ever fill that out.
Well, but I copied what the seller had written. There's a mistake, who will the seller blame?
Yeah.
Me. Exactly right.
Exactly.
Exactly right, yeah. So, Michelle, will you just explain them one more time, that we never do that?
Never filled out two forms.
Yeah.
The seller disclosure and the community association disclosure. You may be in hot water or financially responsible for some errors. So there you go. Thanks for bringing that up.
FHA lead disclosure, lead-based pay disclosure.
Oh, right. FHA, lead. Thank you.
I mean,
reminding me.
lead-based pay
Yeah.
disclosure.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay. Yeah.
Michelle, I had something that I've never seen before and nobody else involved the builder. And I've been doing this for well over 20 years, right? Can I share it real quick?
Go ahead.
We have time. So this is just that we have great vendors in this office. And I'm not talking about just the alliance partners. I mean, Thomas and Brown truly is the best closing attorney there is. So you never want to use anybody else but them. You have two great lenders. And we have great home inspectors and everything else. So I have a customer that was buying new construction, and her agent was new. She's not an agent in this office. Her agent was new, and her agent had just had recommended a home inspector to her. The home inspector, the house is almost basically finished. The home inspector shows up at the house at 9 o'clock at night to inspect it, and lets her know that he's inspecting the house at 9 o'clock at night. She said, well, that's not appropriate. And so her husband drives over there, and they call the on-site agent to let the home inspector, to like, what's going on, you can't inspect the home at 9 o'clock at night. The on-site agent confronted the home inspector, and he got really belligerent and almost violent, jumped in the car that he was driving, backed out of the driveway, ran into the customer's car, the husband's car that was there, pulled forward, hit the house, pulled back, hit another car, pulled forward again, hit the house next door, and then tore through the yard. So her closing was delayed by a month and a half because the house had to be repaired, from those damages.
Who pays for that? The buyer?
The insurance, and it turns out this home inspector had been a home inspector for 20-something years, but he had been a home inspector in Indiana, had lost his certification there. Of course, in Georgia, there is no certification, right? And well, how did your agent find him? She said, well, I guess she just looked them on the internet. So
lesson learned is.
Don't trust
Oh, you're working.
Seriously, don't trust the internet. Trust the information that you have in this office, regardless of who it is.
Gotcha. Thank you. All right, let's move along. Anybody working with buyers that you cannot find that special home and need some help from us?
Lawrenceville, please, 250. I have a buyer who's looking in Lawrenceville, and we would love to find a great little house for $250,000, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms with a yard for the children.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay, who else? Who else?
I have 2. I have a single mom, 3 kids, part-time. Her house has been sold. She really needs to move out of her mom's house. Douglasville, Hiram, Dallas, kind of anywhere in that spectrum, up to 260. Preferably 4 beds. She's got 3 kids, but she'll take 3 beds if there's like a big room. And then I have another one, 300,000, East Cobb. Okay, for a fixer-upper, for a newly married couple.
Okay, good, thank you. And that was Shirley Gerard.
That was Shirley Gerard.
Okay.
Shirley, have you told them about marriage counseling? They're gonna get married and do a fixer upper together?
So if you can make it through that, you can make it through that.
Exactly.
Live in one room while that's happening.
Paper, and then it'll work out.
Exactly.
All right, who else? Anybody? Otherwise, we can jump into coming up soon listings next 2-3 weeks.
Up to 2 million in Dodge and Walton. They prefer a kitchen level walkout for the backyard, so a terrace exit for the terrace level would be good. But Dodge and Walton is the main criteria there.
That's our famous Andrew Morgan. Okay, all right, who else? Let's jump into needs or coming soon. Debbie.
Going active on Thursday in North Landing, 3-2, everything's done. Walk in, you can move anytime, 3:50.
And your name.
Debbie Talbot.
Thank you for those on TV. Okay. All right, who else?
I got one coming next week, in Canton, I think it's Cherokee High School, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, on a cul-de-sac, full unfinished basement, and yard. Gonna be 335.
And your name.
Lisa Wren.
Okay. All right.
Libby Bramlett, I've got 3 this week. North Buckhead condo 2-1, 200K. It does have an HOA. One in Dodge or Timber Ridge Dodge and Hope, in Chad's Ford. Probably gonna be 525 for 2.5 with a half finished basement and a little bonus room. And what's that? It is. It's Chad's Ford. Yeah, it's like one of all these splits that that split. And then a townhome near 2 miles from Marriott Square, 2 years old. It's a 2.5 extra wide and old former model end unit. It's gonna be around 400. Those are all listed this week. I have one in Roswell, 225 next week.
Right. Who else?
I have something about your needs. So I have people that I'm trying to get to move. They want to move into Walton, south of Lower Roswell, preferably, I think. Up to $1 million, preferably 800. And they're looking for a unicorn. They need 5 bedrooms. They have 4 kids, and they would like as much of a yard as possible. And a pool would be great. Good luck with that. But they still need to sell their house. So I'm trying to get them to find a unicorn and see how much they love this area and want to move here so they can sell their house in Oakhurst.
Where do they need to sell their house?
Oakhurst. In here. Beautiful.
What's the specs on the house?
That one is like it's not a new build, but I think it's 5 bedrooms. It's on an acre. And it was built in the
In Oakhurst.
yeah.
All right. Who else? Anybody? If not, if you missed your chance, just post it in the chat box. And I do want to give a shout out. Rakita Brown is back there. I think, is this your first meeting as an agent with us? First in person. So I didn't get to say hello to her.
As I've told you, one of the things that I talked to our attorney about are the people that are out there right now that are writing contracts with no contingency. Now, the broker side of me said, well, that's what reality is right now. Maybe right with you. When we get to actually, we have to have no contingency. I get that, okay? But I'm just, there I talk about who's going to be the first one to call and say, well, you told me no inspection, and now we found out that the foundation is cracked. And it's going to cost us $500,000. I'm being facetious. It's going to cost us a bunch of it fixed, and you should have told us because it was your fiduciary responsibility. My attorney told me. Now I just told you something that's not true. You call what I just got said. We don't have fiduciary relationship with our clients in the state of Georgia. Thank you to Seth Wiseman. That's not what we do here, which is good news. But if they can find an attorney that says, well, look how wealthy this agent is, they're a $1 million agent, and Keller is wealthy, what's going to sue you? So guys, Ned told you last week, you need to do something that says, we're aware that we're buying this house on inspection, and we're aware of it, and we're doing it at our own choice, our own peril. So guys, there's that. So Shirley and I talked a few weeks ago, and she wants to talk to me about if you should be going to inspection number 1, and if you should be having an inspection right now even as Mark. So Shirley, the floor is yours.
Oh.
Would you like to have this around? Okay, good.
Okay, so yeah, most of my presentation is about like attending, but obviously I think it's an amazing idea to have a home inspection, even if you're using it for informational purposes only. But if, like Jim said, I actually have a form that I make clients sign if they actually even think that they want to do one without an inspection that says that they're doing it
against the advice of their agent, just like, you're checking out the hospital, your doctor says you need to have this procedure done, and you have to sign something saying you're doing it against medical advice. Because I don't want them to ever come back and be like, yeah, you said it was okay, because it's a lot of money. I'd rather lose $500 to a home inspection than to walk into a house that now you got to spend $25,000 to fix it. So, and that's why I've raised it to my clients. Wouldn't you rather lose $500 and know what you're walking into than not? So the reason I did this presentation was I ran into an agent here at a showing, and I had just finished my showing. I did it virtually. My client was out of state, and she was waiting for her clients to arrive, and we were just chatting in the parking lot of driveway. And a couple days later, she called me and says, "Hey, did you make an offer on that house?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, no." I said, there were just a lot of things that I saw in walking through it with my client that I just felt like were going to be big ticket items. And she decided that she was not going to make an offer. And she goes, "Oh, crap. Like what things?" And I told her a few things. One of them was smiling roof line. Like, who knows that it's a great thing to see someone smiling at you down the hallway, but it is another thing to see your house smiling. What does the house smiling tell you? Roof issues, foundation issues, roof issues, whatever it is, depending on where the smile is. So she said, "Oh, my buyers, we won the bid and we're under contract for that house." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, like you have a home inspection, right?" She's like, "Yeah, tomorrow." And I was like, "Okay, no, just go and see what happens." She called me a couple days later and she goes, "How did you know all those things were going to show up on my home inspection?" And she goes, "My clients are actually backing out. Now they're upset because they lost $500 on a house." And I told her, I said, "Well, it's because I've been to probably 75 or 100 home inspections in my career. And I always tell my clients I am not a home inspector. I am not an expert, but I do point out things that are things that we should ask the home inspector when we have it, right?" So, go ahead. Why attend a home inspection? It'll help you when you show your houses. Like you can pull up to a house and you can see things right away, and maybe you don't spend as much time on that house. It makes you look like an expert. My husband actually, I was talking to him the last night about this. He was like, "You guys are up against Redfin and Zillow and Open Door, and they're paying people to open up doors for people and to sell them a house. We're being paid as realtors to protect our clients and help our clients through the process as an expert. What's going to set us apart from that door opener is us knowing our stuff, right?" So like, I was like, "Honey, I love you." And it's going to save your clients time and money, because if this agent had seen some of these things, she might have advised her client, "Hey, there might be some issues here." And maybe her client would have said, "Let's not do that." And maybe would have had that $500. So in my opinion, any agent that's been in the business 1 to 3 years, y'all need to go to home inspection. That's just my personal opinion. And a lot of y'all are going to hate the things that I say and disagree, and that's completely okay, because we all run businesses differently, right? But if you're doing less than 12 deals a year, I don't care if you've been in business 20 years, you should have plenty of time to do your home inspection. You learn so much information from your home inspections that it's invaluable. If your clients want to go, I also encourage them to go. That's also something that here a lot of people don't do, and I find it comical, because how many of you got an 85-page home inspection report and your client like, because it's like overwhelming, and really it's like light switches are broken and like there's a double tap wire going to the doorbell. Like they think, "Oh my gosh, there's an electrical problem." And you're like, yeah, I mean, yes, it's a double tap wire, but it's like the doorbell, so it's like not pulling voltage. Like it's really not a big deal. Can't even get an electrician to come out and just fix that one thing because it's too small. Like, but somebody's gonna walk away from it. If they're at the home inspection, they can actually ask questions of the home inspector and like get the information from them. It's really invaluable to help them have a peace of mind going forward with what's going on. I attend every one of them that I can. So this is kind of going to be a I need you guys to participate. And if you'd like
35 years, like you build houses on the side, like, don't jump in right away because you're gonna know all these answers. But if you participate, I may or may not have a prize for someone who participates the most. Okay. All right. Who knows the differences between these two types of roofing? All right.
The one on the right is architectural.
What is this one?
Regular.
Does anybody know the name of the one?
Three tab.
It's a 3-tab shingle. All right, go to the next. Oops. The 3-tab architectural. Who knows how long? Oh.
15 years. Yes.
15 to 25, and how long is the architectural good for?
30.
30 to
Except for here with all the direct stuff.
Except with all the direct sun, but you can give your clients that peace of mind knowing that this is a much stronger, longer lasting roof than this one, right? So if you go into a house and you see all of these and they're all peeling up at the bottom, what does that tell you?
It's a one-tab roof.
It's a one-tab roof.
That's out there.
So these are things that you can give them up front, like you haven't even opened your super key box. And you can already tell them, like, listen, like, I can see that that roof might be ending its life expectancy. You make it a few more years. We need to talk to the home inspector if you choose this house about how long you have on that roof. Okay. There's different types of siding. You have wood, vinyl, hardy board, and the smart siding. If you guys get to a house and the siding, the vinyl siding, that's the seam is all in one line, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Why is it a bad thing?
That's it, right?
Because it'll let stuff in. You should see, it should go staggered across the side of the house. All right, go ahead. Stucco. How many of you have been at a stucco house and had your clients go, is this real or not? Right? Like, that's like a question. How do you know that? How do you know? Knock it. If it sounds hollow, it's synthetic. Okay, what's another way you can figure out? You can push on it. You guys are amazing. You can push on it. If it gives, is it synthetic or is it synthetic? If the house was built in 1992 and it's hollow and it pushes on it, should you be concerned? Why? Right inside the house, right? So in the 90s, there was a big issue with the synthetic stuccos. And water gets inside of the stucco and it actually rots the wood behind it. You can't see it though. Now, a new house built with a synthetic, those issues are fairly resolved. So it's not as big of a deal, but these are easy things you can do to fix. So you can knock on it, then it's synthetic. You can do the pressure test with your thumb. Don't use the end of your keys. That's a bad idea. Just saying. Thumb, like the end of a screwdriver, because we all have those in our trunks, right? Or am I just the only one? And then mesh. So you see this mesh? I tried to get a good picture from an old home inspection I had. It was kind of blurry once I blew it up. So if you look at the bottom of the house or on corners of the home, sometimes you'll see this like mesh sticking out. And that's showing you that it's synthetic because it's behind the stucco like that. So, does anybody know what's wrong with the siding here? It's warped and melted. What would be your guess on what?
Either stones or barbecue.
A little high for barbecue, but yeah, go to the next picture. This happens a lot. It's windows reflecting off the neighbor's home.
Wow.
So you go in the evening and the sun's already setting and you can see the thing. Look next door. Like pointing out things like this I don't want to make you look like you know what you're talking about because you do. You know what you're talking about, so it makes you that expert that your clients are hiring for. All right.
Sorry, can you repeat what happened with that?
Copper pipe?
No.
No, blue.
This I'll give you a hint. It's an electrical.
Is it aluminum?
It's knob and tube wiring. Who knows what knob and tube is?
It's a bad thing you don't
Stumped
want.
you. Yes. So it's old school. So you might have like a 1890s house in downtown Marietta that your clients are looking at, and you open up the attic You guys go in your attics, right? Yeah. You look up and you see this, it can tell you that a lot of times it's not active, but lenders, do you guys like to lend on houses that have knob and tube wiring?
Typically not. It depends on if the appraiser takes a picture of it. That's the
Right.
only way we know about it.
Right, so if it's seen, they're gonna kick it back. So, I'm not saying I have had clients do this before, but like when they can confirm it's all closed up, they'll trim it and they'll cap it and it's the end of it. But if this is their main thing, you gotta rewire the entire house. Wow. And that can be very expensive, because it's not grounded, right? So knob and tube wiring is not grounded, which is what makes it potentially dangerous. All right. Knob and tube. All right, who knows what's wrong with these windows? Seals are broken. Okay.
Do you need to replace the whole window to fix that?
No.
Thank you.
Yes. So you can call a window company and they'll either replace the whole window or they'll come in and repair the seal, depending on how bad the damage is, or if you want a new window or not. Like the really old windows, it's probably better just to replace it. Newer windows, just fix the seal. Alrighty. All right, ventilation. Have you guys ever been to a house and a client looked up at the top where the roof line is and said, why is there like 7 layers of shingles up there? I actually heard an agent answer their client's question like 6 weeks ago and said, oh, well, it's just for extra protection on the roof line. And I about lost my mind. So I was like, you have what? And it's not shingles, it's venting for your roof line. So there's ridge vents, there's turtle vents. Why is it called a turtle? It looks like a little turtle. It looks like a little turtle. Turbine or soffit vents inside the overhang of your roof. Do you guys know how to figure out how many vents you need in a home? This is not something that you need to know at home and walk through, but like if you walk up to a house, and I have seen houses that like I can find 1 vent, and I'm like, what could that be a potential problem if you don't have enough venting in your attic?
It's really hot.
Really hot, which might result in what?
Moisture.
Right? Especially when it's 120 degrees in an attic in late September, right? So you need to have lots of venting. So you take square footage of the roof and you use your net-free area, which is you can Google how to calculate that. And you can figure out how many vents each vent will tell you how much net-free area it works with. And that tells you how many vents you should need. I learned all about vents because I sold a multifamily in New England that didn't have any in the attic, and I had to find someone to put it in, and I sat there while he calculated it, and it was very interesting. All right. What's going on with this picture? Does anybody know? It is a deck.
Oh,
It's support for the deck, right?
water damage to the.
So far, no one has said it.
No lag bolts?
No lag bolts. So this is a big one, right? And what happens if your deck has no lag bolts?
It's not bolted to the house.
Oh, yes, it could fall off the house. Like, that's not fun. Talk about insurance claims, right? Like, that's a liability if I've ever heard it. So as you're walking through, you can point out these things. How hard is it to walk underneath the deck and be like, oh, look, you have lag bolts. That's awesome. Your deck is going to be nice and attached to your house. Or, ooh, you're missing some lag bolts. Now, is it hard or expensive to fix that?
No.
No, it's really not. So you pointed out, it's not a big deal, something that you may want to have someone come and do for safety purposes after you close on the home, right? So these are, let me point out something that's potentially wrong, but let me give you peace of mind that it's an easy fix and that you can do that without any problem, right? All right, go ahead. See, you don't want that to happen. Because that happen. I had a client go under contract here. Home inspector went out to the house and he and I were on the back deck talking, and then he goes, you need to get off the deck. I said, okay. So I walked off the deck. He was like, yeah, it's not attached to the house. It's like up on a piece of brick held by like a concrete cement filled thing. He was like, this is gonna fall. And yeah, We need to be able to, there was a low deck, I couldn't have seen that when we were walking through, but it's something to know is important. How do you guys tell the difference between carpenter bees and termites?
The holes,
Carpenter
little
bees are
carpenter
just a little
bees
hole.
do little nice round
Termites.
holes.
They're smooth on the edges,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And termites not.
I'll shoot up.
Go to the next slide. Carpenter ants versus termites. You're gonna see the boring holes, right? They're gonna be smooth. What is the difference of what a termite and a carpenter ant do to wood? Termites do what to wood? Eat it. What do carpenter ants do? They bore into it and lay their babies. That's their home. So it just is kind of different the way it looks. So it's, again, it's about knowledge, right? So like either way it's damage to wood, right? Either way, no matter what animal it is, it's about explaining to your clients what it is, making you the expert, right? This is all going back to, we are more knowledgeable than that other agent over there. Okay. So you walk up to a house and you walk up and you see the concrete. It's kind of hard to see. I know, I'm sorry. There's these little dark circles on the ground. What are they?
Moisture.
No, not moisture. Anybody have a guess? I know it's hard to see. I'm sorry because it's blurry now.
Surface dip.
What was that?
Surface dip. That's it's not even, right?
Well, no, but that's close. All right, so go ahead to the next one. It's mud jacking. So you see how this concrete settled and now it's not attached to the stairwell? You can actually, instead of tearing up that whole sidewalk, you can do what they call mud jacking. They drill a hole in it, then they shoot cement underneath it, and it comes up to where it's supposed to be. It's just like jacking up a house or a car, right? So when you walk up, you can know that they've done repairs to that sidewalk. It's about a third of a cost of replacement. So it's so much cheaper when you're selling a house and that's going on and it's become an issue where someone's brought it up and like, oh, that's dangerous, or oh, I'm worried about that. Talk to your clients about hiring a concrete company to come out and do some mud jacking. Okay. How old is the air conditioner?
Old.
Go to the next one. All right, tell me how old this air conditioner is. What year was it?
1928.
Where?
I don't know.
1928.
1973.
1997. Who said that?
97.
Good job.
Oh.
It's always in the serial number. Who learned something new today? Yes. Right? You walk out and that's always a question, especially on the older looking units, right? Your clients go, how old do you think this is? And you look all over and sometimes there's a date, sometimes. And then other times you're like, right, right. So now you know, you can tell your client, this was manufactured in 1987.
What's the 24?
I don't know. That's not the year. That has nothing to do with it. See, 97. You can also go to building-center.org and you can find, based on serial numbers, you can find HVAC, water heater, all sorts of inspector codes through their serial numbers. You can look up how old they are, if there's been any recalls on them, all that kind of stuff on this website.
Will you say that site name again?
It is building-center.org. And it's actually a really cool website. So literally you could be at a house and you don't know, you can put the serial number in through this website and it'll pull up when it was made and all that stuff. Now, if it was made in 1997, but it wasn't installed until 2007, how old is it?
1997.
1997. So, all right, go ahead. All right. Oh, I messed up. It was supposed to come in. Oh.
Not it.
All right, so this is a hot water heater. That's my phone. So again, serial number, the first four numbers is your month and your year of manufacturing. So how many times have you like seen someone like looking all over and looking for the date? You can find it right there.
Wait a minute, the other one had 24 and 97.
That's
a
a
hot water
AC.
heater. Oh, AC, okay, all right,
Yep, and this is your hot water heater.
okay.
Okay. go ahead. So who knows what this pipe is? This long one right here.
Drip leg, I don't know.
Condensation.
Is that
Okay, let me rephrase. What is it for? What is it used for?
the overflow?
Kind of. Overflows on the top, okay? Your overflow. It's on top. I can almost read. So when your hot water heater, well, yes, it's for drainage. When the hot water heater gets too hot inside and it forces water out, it's gonna come out through this piping. Now, if this piping is missing, where is hot water gonna squirt?
At the top.
At you and everyone around you. How, does anybody know how far off the ground this pipe should be?
6 inches.
2 to 6 inches, it should be off the ground. It shouldn't be up here. How is that protecting you or anyone else that's around trying to turn the water off when it's flowing everywhere?
Should it be in a tray too?
No, not normally.
No.
Not normally.
Should you have a tray underneath of a hot water?
Well, you don't want it plastic.
No, no, it's not these. Not these.
Metal.
It should always just come straight down.
Metal.
Is this a big, expensive fix?
No.
Oh. All right, go ahead. How long should everything last? Aw, see, I messed up again. How long should an air conditioner last?
15 years.
All right, how long should your furnace last? Ish.
20, 25,
And my hot water heater?
10 to 12.
Okay, we've all seen hot water heaters go to 25 years. Your home inspectors will always say 10 to 12. It's just something to know, right? So now you know how to find out how old your AC is and how old your hot water heater is. And you can also advise your clients on what the average life expectancy is on each one of those items, right?
And
So you
should
go into
get
a
an
house.
Inspection because a brand new water heater will break and a 20-year-old water heater will work just fine.
Right.
That's the reason for the inspection,
Right.
is these are guidelines.
Right.
And you're not guiding people into being scared of the information.
Right.
You're guiding them into accepting the information as information. And like you said, that 85-page report, if you don't attend and they just receive an 85-page report, your person has just gone nuclear.
Yes.
Because they have no idea what to expect, and you
Yes.
set zero expectation
Yes.
on what this information means to you.
Guys, and it's so important. Like, I honestly, I had never heard of people being like, oh no, I just will not go to one until I moved to Georgia. And I thought it was crazy because there are so many people here that could learn so much from going to. Now, I'm not telling you need to go to every single one for your whole career because that's lunacy, right? I get that. But it is so important to learn this information. And especially if you're not doing 65 deals a year and your time permits you to attend and you're just not going, then you're also, I don't know, I would want my agent to be there. I would want to know that my agent, if I couldn't be there because I was at work, I would want to be able to call them and say, so how did it go? Tell me what happened. What's going on? Da, 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 da. And when you get the inspector report, you're like, I don't know what he's talking about here. I need to call him. Well, you don't know because you weren't there. Okay. What's this really cool feature? Now you're in a basement, you're looking up at the floor joist. Anybody know?
Is it OSB that's all wet and rotted?
No, this is actually a cool feature.
Oh.
This is a cool feature.
Is it
Special decking.
floating floors?
Silent floors. Go to the next one. Yes. So really cool thing when you're walking through the basement, you look up and you can see you can't see it here, but there's like pieces, metal brackets there, and they're holding up the joists from the floor. So it's giving that extra soundproofing of the people walking on the floor above you. Right? It's just a cool thing. Again, pointing out that you are knowledgeable about the thing you're helping someone on. All right. What's this?
An octopus.
Let me say what kind of piping?
Tell us.
Water.
Oh, piping.
What kind of
Hot
piping
and
is
cold
that?
water.
Hot and cold.
Is it like
Yes, it's hot and cold. That is very true. What is the piping made out of?
Is it like a heated, cooled floor?
No, what's the piping made out of?
That's
PEX plumbing. Is PEX better than?
The new lane, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, what's this?
Tankless hot water heater.
Good job. See, he's participating too. It's a tankless hot water heater. Is this a really cool feature to tell your clients about? How many of you have ever been to walking around a house and they're like, where's the hot water heater? I haven't seen it yet. So, right? Point that out. Tell them about how cool that is. All right, go to the next one. What's the difference in PEX and polyurethanes?
The time that.
Poly's bad at first.
It's been on the market. Yes. So it does. Why? Why does the poly whatever fail?
The polybutylene fails because of the chlorine.
Because of the chlorine. People are so all right, chlorine will break down the piping, right? So the PEX piping is better. What kind of, how do you tell if it's the difference? Color. No, it'll say PB on it for polybutane. I call it PB piping. It'll actually say PB on it, right? Like, you don't even have to guess. It'll say PEX, it'll say PB. You'll know the difference. All right, well, if you walked into a basement and saw this on the floor, what would you think?
Dance.
Rip it up.
I'm sorry, I'm bad.
Wait, what was that?
Asbestos.
Asbestos. Go ahead. So, just something to think about. You don't want to go in there and start hammering down this stuff. Well, why? What's asbestos?
Releases it into the air.
And then you're gonna breathe it in and now everybody's upset. Like, this is like, have to hire a contractor to remove the fluorine kind of stuff, right? Again, it's just knowledge. What's going on here?
Water.
Foundation crack.
Foundation cracking.
Little water.
Is this like, should you be really scared if you walk into a basement and you saw this?
I'd ask some questions around it, not scared, but ask questions, look like cracking water at some point. I don't know what's going on, so I'd like to know.
What kind of warranties coming with that?
Go to the next one. All right, so yes, you want to ask if the transferable warranty, this has been professionally repaired, you can tell, and we'll talk about that in a minute. You want to ask if there's a warranty. Most companies give a 10-year to lifetime warranty, and it's transferable. You need to ask that information. These pins, when you can see these pins, and normally they're going in at a slight angle in the repair. When you can see those pins, you know that the repair has technically should have been done in the last 12 to 18 months, because normally those pins get taken out or trimmed down after a certain amount of time once everything is completely sealed. But you should be able to see that. So you want to ask those questions. You see extra support beams, you want to ask those questions. What has been done? When was it done? Has there been any other issues? Once you stop learning, you start dying, right? I tell people all the time, like, you come into work one day and you say, I already know it, you need to find a new job. There is always something to learn, and I've been doing this a long time, and I've attended a ton of home inspections, and there's still things that I learn every time I go. And I find it very interesting, and I find it hugely helpful for me and my clients. I had like 45 more pictures, and I thought I was gonna overwhelm you guys. This is like super interesting stuff, and it helps you so much in front of your clients. So, obviously, yes, you need to do a home inspection, even if it's for informational purposes only. And if your clients insist on that, like Jim said earlier, like, absolutely make them sign something, send them an email and make them respond, whatever it is, say, listen, I understand that you want to do this to make your offer more competitive. I think it's worth having the home inspection done. If you don't want to, please let me know for sure, because this is something that I recommend you doing so that you cover yourself. But if you're knowledgeable, you can also walk through your home with your clients and help them know what they're getting into. Anybody have any questions?
That's fantastic.
You guys were amazing. I don't even know who to give my thing to. All right, so. Can we get a copy of this? Sure. You want an email? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna break it up. So I have these fun door hangers that are for you and your neighborhood. It says, hello, I'm not just a real estate agent, I'm also your neighbor. As a professional real estate agent and fellow neighbor, I know the real value of what our area offers. I'd love to offer my services. whether you're buying or selling, call me for a free home evaluation or for a cup of sugar. So I'm just gonna give some of these people that were definitely answering questions.
Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome.
Give it to the new deal. New deal over there.
Okay.
The white one.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right.
Well, this is embarrassing that this lady knows more about home inspections than I do. And I've been in business for 38 years. I know almost nothing under this. It doesn't surprise me. So guys, the more that you know, the better that you can help your agent, help your client understand what's going on in the process, guys. So I love that she has taken that at all of her inspections, most of them.
Yeah.
And now she's just more informed. Also love that she said, but realize I am not an inspector. I'm not an inspector. It's not what I do. But I noticed though that, well, if you look at this, it looks like the roof's getting ready to fill. You may want to have, is maybe check that out. Guys. So I love that about it, guys. Should you go to your inspections? Actually, every time I go to inspections, they ask me a question. I go, I don't have any idea. What do you know? You guys, going to inspection is always a good idea. At least you'll learn something, and you'll hear the inspector say, "You see that crack up there? That's not a big deal. I wouldn't worry about that if I were you." And you can tell him, when I talked to the inspector, he said, "That's not a big deal. Don't worry about that crap." So guys, the more that you know, the better informed you can be, is a good thing for you. All right, anything we didn't talk about today, Billy, or whatever? Thank you all for coming and being here with us, because when we have people that have been through the process before, it helps out a lot. Anything we didn't talk about today, we talk about? Thank you, Bill, for sitting in for Kimberly today, and you are dismissed. Thank you so much. Oh,